You are a budding pre-med student with the hopes of becoming a doctor one day. However, you do know that you have to fill out an application and there's an extracurricular section that you need to fill out. And you haven't been tracking it, or if you have, it's a little messy. Good news for you is in the description, I have a free extracurricular tracker that I use, that I created, that I'm going to give to you. So go ahead, click that link. And if you want to stick around, watch the rest of the video, please do, because that's going to help the watch time and help more people watch this video. Okay, let's go. Imagine this. You're in third year undergrad and you are getting ready to apply to medical school. And your extracurriculars can include anything from the age of 16 till the age that you are now. And there's so many things, so many experiences that you've done, but you haven't been tracking them consistently and not in one place. And you also have to contact the referees, the people that can vouch for you. And so now you're in a mess. You're trying to think, okay, what did I do? What awards did I get? What sports did I play? How did I volunteer? And then, okay, who can I get as a referee? What are their phone numbers, their emails? And you're starting to feel stressed, right? I know how you feel, because that's where I was in third year. And I called people that I hadn't talked to in years and had to remind them of who I was and what I did, and hopefully get their permission to put their name down as a referee. I want to save you that pain and the confusion. So like I said in the description, there is a free extracurricular tracker for you. And in this video, I'm going to give you a brief summary, a rundown of what you need to know as you fill out your ABS in your OMSAS application in the hopes of getting into medical school. All right, so this is a very important section for you so that medical schools can see what you did throughout your last couple of years. They get to see how involved in the community you were, what your interests are, and what you learn as you reflect through these experiences. As of 2020, the autobiographical sketch has 6 categories. They have employment, volunteer activities, extracurricular activities, awards and accomplishments, research, and others. So as you think about writing down these extracurricular activities and awards, accomplishments, everything you've done, and writing down the description and the referees, I want you to keep these categories in mind, because that is exactly how you're going to have to fill them out. So I want to give you a couple of tips to keep in mind when it's your time to fill out your OMSAS application, and specifically your ABS. The first one is to start early. And I think that's around June or July, whenever the application starts, because you're going to have to confirm with your referees that you can put them down. And that might take some time. Some of them might not get back to you, and you have to troubleshoot and think, okay, who else was there that I can trust to vouch me if they get contacted by the medical school? So you want to give yourself time to contact these people. And so that's why I created the extracurricular tracker that I ended up using, and I'm giving to you. So go ahead, click the link in the description so you can download it, because I spent hours thinking of all these extracurriculars I did and calling people, and it was crazy. So now you know that you should keep track of everything. But what does the ideal entry look like? The best way to maximize your results is to put activities that, one, you're passionate about, because you have to enjoy the experience, because that way you reflect on them, you learn, you grow, you have stories to share, because you might be asked on this during your interview. But when looking at the time frame, the longer, the more time that you spent doing something, the better, because it shows commitment. So if you've done it for more than a year or more than that, that's amazing. It's better than just doing something for 1 month or 2 months or even a couple of weeks. A mentor of mine once told me when I was preparing for my application that it's better to have fewer, higher quality items in your application than to have a quantity of them that are just, low on the quality side. You're just putting in there because there's fluff. It's gonna, there's 38 options or 38 possible things to list. I'm going to fill out all 38, even though 5 of them are just for a week. Don't do that. All right. You want to focus on quality. So the other thing to think about is reach and variety. And this is really important because it's going to show schools that you're able to work in multiple environments. You're going to be adaptable. You're going to be communicating, collaborating with people from different areas of life. And this is very important. Next is consistency. And it goes back to the time frame. If you've been doing something for over a year or longer, that is going to show consistency. It's going to show that you are reliable and that you show up regularly. Another thing that's going to be helpful is that if you've been in a leadership position, you definitely want to write that down and kind of reflect a little bit on what you learned, because that's going to be very appealing to medical schools. For me, I was a Bible study leader during undergrad, and so I put that down, and I had other roles from my past that I was a leader. And that just shows that you are an influencer. You're able to lead a small group of people or a large group of people. You have to communicate things. And if they bring that up on your interview, then it's going to be something that you can share because you're probably passionate about it if you're leading. And the last thing to keep in mind is being collaborative. So if you played sports, if you're part of a exec team that you had to collaborate with people and other things that require collaboration, that is key. It's also part of one of the CanMed roles. Speaking of CanMed roles, framing is very important. So when you think about all these extracurriculars, I want you to filter them through the CanMed roles and think about, okay, is this showing leadership? Is it showing expertise, collaboration, manager, researcher, whatever it is? Think about those and how you can word your description to appeal to those personality traits. And please do not include a fluff item in your ABS, because people will see right through it when they're reading your application. You're going to try to fluff things up, make yourself seem better than you actually are. Don't do that. Just put high quality items there with a good, simple description showing kind of what you reflected, what you learned, maybe what traits it shows in you. And you can't add too much. It's only 120 characters, I think, a sentence or two. So do your best to focus on quality rather than quantity and making yourself look good. For the next couple of seconds, I'm going to place 2 items from my autobiographical sketch so that you can see how I wrote my description, what kind of items that I place, but it's only going to be up for a second or two. So make sure to pause it if you want to see it longer, and hopefully that helps you. If you like this video, then you're definitely going to like the one where I tell you everything you need to know to get into the medical school of University of Ottawa. Don't forget to join my Facebook community called Born Unstoppable, and it's filled with people who are, 1, medical students or who want to become medical students, and 2, just general people who want to optimize their lives. You know the drill. Like the video if you do, subscribe if you haven't, drop a comment down below, and I'll see you in the next video.